have I ever talked about Outback Steakhouse and why it's Australian themed?
No, but tell me right now.
So it's not necessarily why it's Australian themed, but dude, I was like thinking about Outback and I'm like, why would they go Australian themed? Like it's so random. Outback's not that old. When did it come out? I looked at when Outback first debuted and it was like 1988, I think is the first Outback Steakhouse. I'm like, when did Crocodile
And
Dundee come out?
no way.
Dude,
Did they really?
it even said it on
It,
the thing, like it was inspired by the popularity of Crocodile Dundee to like
wait, so
capitalize on the Australian market.
because like okay, yeah, everyone's like, oh, it's the Outback. That's why, Steven. But why did they make an Australian theme?
Well,
It's
because
a
like
perfect question. Why would that even be a thing?
why no
It's
one
literally just a steakhouse. Why
like
is it not Australian?
Australian cuisine like that isn't cuisine. It's just grilling. We grill in America. Like it's not like it's like, oh, this
That's
is like a thing only
I
Aussies
Steven,
do.
I never thought of that. It's so funny. And
I literally just
it
put two and
literally,
two together. I'm like, it came out in the 80s. Dude, Crocodile Dundee was fucking and dude, how it all came to my fucking brain is I unfortunately rewatched the episode by it was just auto playing while I was drawing, but I was watching How I Met Your Mother, and I unfortunately watched the episode where Marshall's dad died.
oh God,
And
that was
one of the
funny.
things he thinks the last thing his dad said to him
Oh
was
yeah, yeah.
was Crocodile Dundee 3. It holds up. And I was like, Crocodile Dundee. And then I started thinking about Outback. I'm like, wait a second. And yeah,
It's so funny that someone was just like, "That's not an onion. This is an onion."
yep.
What?
This is how Dundee would chop an onion.
Oh my God, I love that so much. Dude,
Figured it'd be a nice little fun fact.
yeah, no, that's a funny call though. Man, if you want to hear some more interesting weird facts and true stories from our lives and awkward stories about people getting fired and weird, weird life stuff, stay tuned after the music. Let's start this show and talk about our issues. Hello, welcome to We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
And I am Stephanus Wildcard Minium.
And every week, my best friend Stefanis get together and we do our best to overcome the various issues and obstacles and nonsense that life throws our way in order to get something done. We've been trying to make comic books for the last billion years together. Recently, we started really trying our best and like throwing our books at Kickstarter and letting the people tell us whether or not they like gladiate the books. And fortunately, it's been a lot of thumbs up lately. So we're on issue 4. We're working on issue 4 of our book Deathless right now. I'm excited for it, Stephen. Like, what do you think?
Dude, I'm so excited. Obviously, currently, though we are working on issue 4 of Deathless, I think we stopped at page 6 or 7,
Yeah,
right? Is that
yeah.
where we paused at?
We put a pin in Deathless because we were hired by a company to make an erotic adventure horror vampire book called Bloodlust. And we were given free reign to just make a book that's essentially boob pyres, Stephen. That's
Yeah,
what we do.
boob
We we
pyres.
we we sold our souls for boob pyres. But I think we're doing a pretty good job. I'm pretty proud of it. I think
We're
like
pumping enough of our own creativity into it to where,
Billy Stephen pumping, we're
I mean,
pumping.
we got to stay on brand. But yeah, so we had put a pin in it to do this project because this project pays the bills. And yeah, we're almost done with that little pin though, which is pretty impressive because it is summertime, and summertime is notorious the
It,
worst time of year for me to work
Oh
on
no, it's
comics.
it's not only okay, so it's obviously the hottest. We live in Florida. It's ridiculously hot. Steven works outside all the time. We're both parents, so we're constantly and with the
Mhm.
kids home from school, we have a lot more time with them and just responsibilities in general. So it's just yeah, summer is a really hard time to get anything done. I also have been like I was 2 weeks ago, I started a brand new job that has been uh just taking all of my attention during the day because I can't do anything else. I can't like go on social media anymore. I can't do it. I am like completely in to this. Like I'm like drinking the Kool-Aid of my new job because I want to be as supportive and like good at my job as I can. And what I've been doing, Stephen, and everyone watching, is I've been working for a card and collectibles place, and I've created banners and art for them and all sorts of things, and I've helped them censor adult images for or like their advertisements and such. And I've also created newsletters and blogs and like all that sort of stuff. But it's fun, dude. I've been working around like comic books and like seeing like what sort of things people buy. So like some of the stuff that they sell is like through consignment. So I see like these old like the first appearance of Gambit. I saw the first appearance of
So
like
cool.
Deadpool. Like I like so many cool books, dude. And I'm just like And you know what's crazy is I like when I was in my like early 20s, I basically gave away a bunch of my comics, like almost all of my comics. When I met my son's mom and I was like, we're moving in, I'm trying to like consolidate. And I was like, you know what? Younger person, you seem like you'll enjoy this. And I gave my comics to someone. And Steven, I wish I didn't do that. Of course, that's like one of my only regrets. I have very few regrets in this life, and that is definitely one of them.
Dude, I sold when Tina and I had that brief hiatus in 2013. I sold all my comics for 300, and like it was literally just to get rid of like the memory in that moment
Yeah,
and stuff. But like, dude, I had so many like value. I had almost the entire run of the original Ultimate Spider-Man, all of the
yep.
new Avengers, all of Uncanny X-Force, all of Cable Deadpool, all of Daniel Way's Deadpool run,
Oh,
most of the 97 Deadpool run.
painful.
Like, dude, crazy amounts of that guy made
Yeah.
out and tried to barter with me
Did he?
too.
I that's
I was like,
how
dude,
dare you, sir?
dude,
Yeah.
there's more than 300 issues here. You're paying less than $1 a cover, and these are all prime comics. Screw
Oh my
you.
God.
300 bucks. Get out of here.
But
Anyways.
that's oh, I know exactly what that's like, dude. And then so I've been going through these boxes and pulling comics for people who are buying them, and it's fun to be around that atmosphere. It does suck to see things that I'm like, oh, I used to own that, and now I see that it's selling for $150. Oh no, I have made
Same.
mistakes. But dude, it's been good. It's been like a lot of fun. And Steven, today I saw and I posted about this, and it's gotten some controversy online, so I'm gonna bring it up just real quick
Oh, I can chime in a
because.
little bit with
Yeah,
Magic
yeah.
the Gathering because I understand both sides of this argument.
So yeah, so for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, the collectible shop that I work for, they help people sell their stuff, and sometimes they just kind of like sell things that they come upon and such. But one of the items that I saw today, it was a Magic the Gathering card called the Crusade, and it's a card. It's a card that gives +1 to all white creatures, and it's very unfortunately labeled, right? I
Yeah,
mean, like,
very
I think,
unfortunately. And like, let's be
and that's what
real
it
here.
is.
The fact that it's called Crusade on top of it really
Yeah,
just
like,
paints
I
a
mean,
very specific image. I, being a former Magic the Gathering player who used to wreck Friday Night Magic, take first almost every week,
nice.
I know that white
Yeah,
it's a color in Magic the Gathering. It
yeah, of
is
course.
a color of the magic, whatever, like the lands that you use, planes, whatever. However, that card probably came out in the 90s, but still, you would have, you think you would have done something. I mean, I don't know how else you would have worded it, but you probably should have.
Yeah, well, the thing about the card, all right, is it inherently racist? Does it mean to be racist? Probably not. Like maybe someone was like, ha ha ha, I got away with something. Maybe, I don't know. That's all like conjecture. But what I can tell you is it was taken off of eBay for racism. And it was also banned
That's
by
crazy.
Magic the Gathering, like in all of their I forget what they say, like all of the various places. It's not a card you can play anymore. You can't play
Yeah.
that specific.
So in Magic the Gathering, so like when you're playing like in tournaments and stuff, by the
Yeah.
way, typically it's I don't know what the actual range is, but I remember when I would play, you could play backwards up to like 2 years, rough, or maybe a year or so. Sets would cycle in. I think it was usually
Yeah.
like 3 to 6 of the
That's
primary sets that you could play at any moment. So all they and what they do is the older cards that aren't necessarily broken, they reprint in later sets. So you can use and what's cool is you can use old copies of it if it's been reprinted. So you can
okay.
like deck out your deck with like cards from the 90s. But yeah, that's probably a pretty good card to retire and never bring back. But I was just like, as I was looking at it, I'm like, dude, the cards that came out of early Magic were so broken anyway. Could they not have just said all creatures under your control? Yes, I understand you could have ran a white and green deck and would have gotten +1
And they
+1
could
on the
have.
green creatures too. But don't you think like just put all creatures so Crusade doesn't give
It's
all
it,
white
and yeah, and you can say like, oh, the Crusades weren't necessarily about race, but like it's yeah, we're not here to
we
talk
get all
about
that, but
politics.
there's
But you
some
understand that there are levels to this, and some would say that that's even what led to the racial thinking of our time. It's ridiculous. The point really is, it's a unfortunately labeled card that
it's
was
very unfortunate and
racist by
and
the
it's
people, and you can see why. It doesn't matter. Like I just think it's so funny that people like come to bat so hard. They're like, it's not racist. All they're white creatures. Like, okay, well maybe that was the mistake, but Magic made like immediately. Like maybe. I mean, I think we can all agree that like if you're coming up with like a system, if you're coming up with a magic system, maybe just maybe you shouldn't be like white equals angels. and black is bad stuff. I'm just saying,
Now,
like,
I will say there are angels, but once again, the fact that it says crusade and plus one to all white creatures, it just, you have to see it, right? At
you
the
have
very,
to see it.
I
And
don't believe in the ill intention,
no, no,
but
but it's
it,
a that's what she said of like someone's racist, like uncle.
yes,
You know
that's
what I mean?
absolutely.
Like they're like, haha, got him. You know, like even if they didn't, even if it wasn't intended that way, like it's still there. It's still
Mhm.
ridiculous. It's still like poorly worded, and it's okay. Like you didn't. It's fine. You don't have to come to bat. No one's taking it from you. You know, like I just thought it was funny, and that's like it's literally part of my job to like email places like eBay and be like, "Hey, this isn't inappropriate, and this is why, and please put this back up there." And I have to try to like fight these things
Because
and create
eBay,
these
some
arguments.
whatever. I mean, I'm sure it's just an algorithm, but I just would love to if it was a real person scanning auctions and noticed that they're like, "Oh my God, someone created a magic card that's very racist." It's like, no, actually, it's just a card from back in the day where people
Yeah,
we weren't really thinking about that.
oh my God. But otherwise, dude, my job's been a lot of fun. I love being around all the stuff. I love like the funny stories. We put movies on sometimes. We
That's
listen to like
awesome.
music all day while like working on art and stuff. I'm putting together this whole like compendium hardcover book for them, which is really cool. It's been, I mean, it's a long freaking process, but it's been fun. What about you? What have you been up to?
Dude, just working, family, and drawing. Because like those pages, I mean,
Yeah,
it just they take a long time, man. Like
dude,
it's
I
just
know.
raw grind time. It's just
Yeah.
literally like, okay, it's all rough. Today is the day where I sit here for like 10 hours and draw. Like that's just what it is.
Dude, oh
And
my God, seriously. Like so I'm behind on these, so Carly and I, my fiance and I like started this KTA editorial business and it was doing okay for a while. It wasn't doing as well as we wanted it or needed it to do for a while, for a time. And then as soon as I was like, okay, I really need to get this job or get a job because, we need to make more money. Suddenly, Stephen, magically, all of these extra jobs popped up, right? And it was literally right before I got this new job. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing anything else during the day, so give me two books to like edit and beta read and all this. So I have double the books to read, and I have this new job, and I'm like, struggling this week, dude. And like I still like tonight I literally have to finish one of them tonight and then the rest of the week I have to do something else. But after I do this, I will jump right back in and I'll definitely be able to finish
I still have I think like 3 pages. So I mean, I think you're
yeah.
good. And then
But like
once you
dude.
flat them, dude. And honestly, a few of these pages are going to be just ocean drop
Yeah.
some blue.
Yeah.
Still put some color in there for me, but drop
Yeah.
some blue. On one of the pages I uploaded already, I noticed that Bait doesn't have his stripes on his shirt yet. It's because he's really in the background. You
Okay.
don't have to try to color the stripes. I'll add them
Right.
in later.
Figure something
Just
out.
just make it like a flat white shirt, and then I'll add the red later.
All right. Before we talk about what we're gonna do next week, Steven, let me just real quick because I don't want it to be like I want it to be like a short show this week, but I wanna ask your opinion on something. Steven, what's your relationship with luck?
Ooh. So if you ask me on a given day, I would say that luck is never in my favor, but there are so many times where luck is totally in my favor. Like,
Yeah.
and the truth is you don't appreciate luck when it does fall into your favor. It really does just, the percent. I could actually of course luck would cover much broader spectrum,
Of
but in
course.
terms of like I have things in like my Pokemon Go game
Yes.
that where I've caught in variations that statistically would be really difficult, and I was
Yeah,
lucky to get that. Like Tina was lucky to get a perfect of the
for sure.
shiny
Yeah.
perfect of the legendary, like so I definitely encounter luck, but boy do I blame it when I don't have it in the moments I need luck. I wish I
Yeah.
was Domino, very much so,
Oh,
because
100%, dude. Because I know, and I'm sure at least a couple of people out there will be of the mindset to be like, there is no luck. Luck is what you make it, and blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing, okay? And this is what I'm actually like referring to when I'm talking about luck, right? There are things you can control, and there are things you absolutely have no control over. There's just like
Mhm.
Jesus take the wheel, it's just chaos. And you're at the mercy of the distributed causality of the universe.
Mhm.
Like it's whether or not someone ran a red light, like that's not on you. You couldn't control that. That has nothing to do with you. But were you going fast enough to avoid them? Did you just happen to be lucky? Did you happen to take a left when you
What else do
there
you
are
call the statistical likelihood of something happening and it actually happens to you and it's notable? Like
yeah, yeah,
giving it the title of luck and making it like this omnipotent like energy that like exists behind the scenes. I mean, what else do you call something like that that just
So,
happens like that? I understand it's just raw statistics and things are bound
well,
to
okay,
happen.
okay. The reason I ask, right, is because I'm with you. I know that I have been super lucky with some things, right?
Hmm.
Like I know you've met Atlas. He's the sweetest boy in the world. I couldn't literally couldn't be luckier. He's the easiest, sweetest, most creative little amazing boy. I couldn't be luckier. I I met this amazing woman
Hmm.
who has the same birthday as me, who also is an author, who also loves Coheed and Cambria, like probably more than I do, who I share all of these things with, who like enjoys watching bad movies and making jokes and is actually funny, like funnier than me, which like I mean I know I'm not hilarious, but like she's funnier than me. And that's so great, and it feels amazing, and I feel so lucky to have that. And like I have you guys, and I feel so lucky to have such good friends. And I just like I know, and I luck into like this job where now I'm making more money than I've ever made doing things that I just enjoy doing with people I enjoy being around. That's never happened. That's super lucky. I feel incredibly fortunate, and only a small percentage of that had anything to do with me doing anything at all, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, like Tina literally fell into my lap too. I
yeah,
mean, like,
100%.
this just luck. It's just luck. It's
Just
just
dumb luck.
dumb luck.
And that's why, like, okay, so then when we play, so we'll play games, right? And when we play games with like absolute
I
chance,
love that this entire luck thing was brought up so I can hear. I don't even know if this is what happened, but now I'm pretty sure certain you just had the worst game of Monopoly in your
Steven, I
life.
had the worst game of Monopoly in my life. Okay, I
I'm like
don't.
putting two and two together, like, oh,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
running late because I'm playing Monopoly. I'm gonna bring up luck today. Okay, I know where this is
I know
going.
where
He's
this is
already laid
going.
out the good stuff. He's had a bunch of good luck. Where did this bad luck come into play?
Steven, I mean, no, it is because of the Monopoly game
It was
specifically. There
100%
are
because of Monopoly.
100% because of this. And I try, it's so funny because like I'm of two minds. Like I don't want to like just blame my childhood or whatever, but like I am a bad loser. Like I do not lose well. I don't like it. Like emotionally, my whole brain is just like, and it sucks because like when other people lose, I don't think they're stupid. They're bad. They're dumb. They're terrible at this. I don't think that. If Atlas loses at something, I'm just like, oh, maybe you'll get him next time. Like, you got this. But when I lose, it's like, if there is a God, he hates me. I'm
For
pretty
shame
sure.
on my family name and
Yes, I'm just like this will stain my blood for generations. Like this Monopoly loss like is my identity now. And I hate it. I hate that about myself. But it's also like why though, bro? Why? Okay, so like we're playing the Monopoly Gamer Edition, which should just be like the Mario edition or like Nintendo
Mm.
edition. But anyway, so we're playing it, and I didn't look. I should have looked at the card powers that the characters get. I was like, oh, they're probably all like nerfed enough. Like they all get a equal amount of like strength, right? Dude,
That's not
I
the case.
that was not the case. I played
This
as
game
Donkey.
needs balance desperately.
It 100% does. So I played as Donkey Kong, and like my superpower I get was essentially like I make the other characters drop coins where they are, whereas their powers were I collected the coins from the other players. So like I was like, I'm giving you coins constantly, and so it was just crazy. And then like
So you have
Kong
to go pick up the coins they dropped, and someone else could
and
potentially pick
someone
those.
else was constantly picking. Oh, by the way, Atlas's power as Yoshi was to literally pick up all of the coins on the board. The most coins I could pick up with my power, my other power that I had was six. The most. That was my max. I maxed
Yoshi's
out
just like Yoshi, and just like tonguing all
ate
the coins
everything.
off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Dude, but it was like it's one of those things like you know the Monopoly loss, like the devastating I knew I was gonna lose from the second round loss.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
You see it. It's like generational. Like Monopoly's loss is generational loss. Like you see it. Like you
Yeah,
see it coming. Like I'm not getting out of the trenches. This is.
no.
I'm gonna
I
live in a
am
shack and own
I'm gonna live in
nothing.
a shack. I'm literally like, can I stand on the street and beg you for some Monopoly money? Because that's what's about to happen. This is getting sad. It gets to the point where like I'm looking at the bank, like I'm gonna rob you. I'm gonna find a mask and I'm gonna rob this bank. Like I'm
Changing
selling
the rules of
drugs.
Monopoly. There's criminals
There are
now.
criminals now. Listen, I don't make the rules, but I'm gonna change them.
If jail exists, criminals
That's
exist.
right. Like I mean, Steven. I did go to jail too. I went to jail twice. So like Carly was winning by so much, dude. So much. She's destroying us, right? Like absolutely annihilating us. Just like landing on all the properties, buying everything as she lands, and also collecting every coin in the world. Like magic, like amazing, right? Like mwah, beautiful, wonderful for her. Good. And then she gets an opportunity, right? Where she fights this boss, and if you beat a boss in this particular game, you have the option to use its special power at the bottom if you want, right? The special power of this boss was to send all of the other players to jail.
God.
She was killing us already. Like we were
Stop,
dead.
stop. He's
He's
already
he's
dead.
already dead. Like that's how it feels. I'm just like, all right.
But isn't that just a very good comparison on like the way it feels in real life? I mean,
It
let's be real
Ugh,
here.
it really does. Like Monopoly really does prepare you for being us for the majority of our lives. Dude, it's but like I that whole luck thing, like it just feels terrible and it's hard to not take it personally. And like you're totally right as far as like the probability and like the actual statistics go. I'm sure it evens out over time. Like
It does, but there is something going on there. Like, or maybe it's
I
just our
maybe it's just a
our
relativity thing,
consciousness.
like
Yeah,
the
it's relativity. Our consciousness putting value into something that not necessarily everything puts value into, and therefore it appears as luck to us because we see the value in something that matters to us. So
yeah, and it's oh my God, but it feels so devastating. I wish it didn't. I like, but at the same time, and like I was saying, like I'm of two minds with this because like one, I'm just like, oh God, I wish I wasn't like that, and blah blah blah. But the flip side of that for me, and I know it doesn't have to be, it's a false dichotomy, but it feels this way, right? It's like the flip side of that feels like I don't care if I win, so who cares? And like then I feel indifferent about the game, and the fun of the game is like I want to try to win this game, and
I
like
want to be the king.
I want to be the king of Monopoly, but I'm not.
Give me the monocle this guy supposedly never had.
God. Okay, like the other day, right? Atlas wanted to play the other Monopoly we had, and it's like a vault Monopoly where it's like, there's like a little vault in the center. It's like, just something that it has different numbers around, and you can guess the number. And if you guess the correct number, 1 through 6, the vault opens up and you get what's inside, and then it gets replenished, and then other people can do it as you make your way around the board. Steven, Atlas guessed it twice. Got it, all the contents of the vault twice,
Twice.
right? Carly guessed it twice. Got all the contents of
Oh
the
no.
vault twice. Before I even opened that damn vault once. I'm just like looking around like, please, sir, may I have a
I
number?
have a scrap of your vault winnings.
But here's the thing, Stephen, like that's just luck. Like it's literally there's nothing else. It's a random generator between the numbers of 1 through 6. They just guessed it. And I just didn't. And there's no way to guess. There's no way to know for a fact.
There's no like
There's no
detective
clues.
work
There's
that
no
can be
detective work.
sleuthed.
There's
Yeah.
nothing to do. There's no active work to put in order to do better. So I think that's what's maddening about it for me. Because I'm like, if there's something I can improve, I can understand it. And I'm like, I can get better at this. I can understand. I can get faster. I can change my focus. I can shift my priorities or like whatever my strategy may be. But if the only things like stopping me is literally the luck of the draw or the luck of the push or whatever it may be, and there's nothing I can do, it's really hard for me to like stay wanting to play the game. Because I'm like, okay, wait, wait,
I
wait.
gotta be present, but for me to be present means I'm putting my heart and soul into this,
Yeah,
and they are at risk right now.
yeah. Like I'm like
It
I
is
can't tell you how many
on
times
the
like I've played one of these games and I literally just feel like, oh, I've no, I don't matter. Like if like like why not? Okay, I get it. I must be a soulless husk because that's what you want from me because you're giving everyone else the treasures. Okay, I want the treasures.
We're just tempering your monopoly spirit, sir.
God, it's been tempered enough. Stop it. Give me a win. Um,
I am Damascus Steel supposedly isn't that strong, but in my head it sounds strong because it sounds badass. So
yeah.
that's what I am, sir. You have
Oh
over tempered me. I
God.
am diamond.
It's seriously, it feels that way. So I don't know, like but like isn't it crazy when like you'll have like a losing streak or something like you just feel like oh luck sucks everything like when it rains it pours and it does and of course it's like
Um,
it's a selective attention thing where like you're noticing the losses more than you're appreciating the wins but like it stinks in those moments and so hard to
So,
get out of
like
there.
a good example for me is on Pokemon Go in the Battle League. There's a rating system. You start off people that aren't that great at the game are probably in like the 1600s, but your goal is to hit 3000 by the end of season at least, and then you
Okay.
become a legend player and you get special things. I do hit legend pretty much every season, but I remember one season. This is the bad luck shit because once you hit legend, you can chill. You're done. Like you just play games for fun now. But like prior to hitting legend, it's like stress, you know?
Yeah.
Um, there was two times where I won like 3 out of 5 or 4 out of 5 matches, and when my score went up, it was 29.98, and I'm like, "Fuck, okay, so all I have to do is go positive, and
Yeah.
I'll win. I'll be legend, and then I'll
Yeah.
fucking have like a
And it
one
just
win,
did.
4 loss,
Oh.
and I'll drop, and then it'll keep happening, and then like it would happen like 4 times, and then one time I got all the way to 29 like 99, and then just went on the worst losing streak of my life and dropped all the way back down to like 2400, and I was just like, I'm gonna lose it.
I'm good.
I'm gonna
It's
lose it. But I get it. That's what
yeah,
I'm saying. Like
yeah,
there's
but
that
yeah, like
there's
and
that
what
bad luck where like
yeah, and it's like
just
well
let
what
me get over the top. Just let me
yes,
have it.
and it sucks because like if all things are even, you'd think it would go well, it will even out eventually, right? But obviously it doesn't. That's why Vegas always wins. You know,
Mhm.
like so but like does life have to be that way? You know, does it always have to feel like the slot machines, you know, like coming up for everyone else? And I know that you're only seeing everyone else's wins while they're
Yes.
also
And
experiencing
that's
their
and that's
loss.
what we're talking about. Like
Yeah.
we take for granted that's just
Yeah.
human nature, right?
Yeah.
Like
100%.
it's actually a lesson I've been trying to impart in Cambria a lot because she always says, "You always get after me and never punish Chasey." I'm like, that is simply not true, sweetheart. You just only think about the times you're in trouble and don't care when Chasey's getting in trouble. You're just off doing whatever you want while Chasey is being reprimanded. And like
Right.
you just and I promise you, baby, it's like you do more bad stuff more often than her. So yes, you do get punished, but Chasey does get punished when she does stuff wrong too. It's not like it's a one-sided thing.
Yeah.
And that's
Oh,
how luck. I mean, that's how we view it. Like you don't count your wins. You only count your losses because that's just human nature, just to be like fuck the world.
yeah, it's crazy. It's so true, but
I hate
it is,
this.
I hate this.
I didn't ask for this.
And it's funny though, because like I'm generally though not a fan of those long games where you know who's gonna win early on. Like I
Mm.
love like
Risk.
I
Like
like yeah,
once someone has control of
once
Europe and Asia and
there
America, North
it's
America,
over.
it's
Like
like,
that's
why
all
are we
that
still playing this game? This
yeah.
dude's generating like,
Everybody put on like fly the flags of that person or whatever.
yeah,
Like,
they
all that.
win.
And it's
Unless
like
their name is Jason, and then I come back with just Australia and he throws the board across the house. But anyways, that's not like a real thing that happened
that's
ever.
not that would never. What do you mean? No, but I don't know. Like it's just it can be so frustrating, and I guess life is just that way. That like
Hmm.
I mean, we were feeling that way with like a series of losses until suddenly we get a series of wins. I get this new
Yep.
job, and she's getting all this extra work, and we're in a much better place. And now we're
I'm so
suddenly
happy
like
for you
able
guys.
to do fun
It was
stuff.
heavy. Like
Dude,
I felt the
yeah.
heaviness that was surrounding you guys, and like
Dude,
I'm so happy for you guys.
it was rough, and like I mean we were really good together the whole time, so I'm happy
That's
like
a beautiful
out of
thing
us.
to know in and of itself too. Like if like because like supposedly I
Yeah,
don't know it's really what we've experienced, but financial like hardships is like really
yeah,
what like will start wedging couples, and I'm
dude.
glad that that's not something you necessarily ever have to worry about. Like you guys
No,
just
we
like
were like,
no, we're gonna conquer this together, you know, and that's how
yeah,
it should be anyway. But
it's I really am like proud of us, and like it made me feel really great about us in general. I mean, I
mhm.
always have felt great about us, you know, but just like going through that, and then like knowing now we're in the other side of it, and I'm sure we're going to face other hardships and things will come up and things will happen, but like we know we can do it. We know we can, you know, survive
Mhm.
it and like thrive through it somehow. And it's pretty cool. It feels really good to feel like I'm a part of a real relationship. Like it doesn't feel like a weird imbalance thing.
No, and
Don't
the
feel like
best part about relationships like that too is like, yeah, man, it's like literally like having like it's just you again. It's just
yeah.
you with like together and just conquering everything, and it just feels awesome.
Yeah, dude, it's
It's like having the best ally in war, like or
it's
something like that. Like
it's
I don't
so
know.
true. Like I've said it to her. Like I basically said it to her when I proposed to her too. But it's like this is the first time I've been in a relationship where like I really did feel like I could just be myself, like the whole me. Like it's not like she only likes one part of me, you know. Like she loves me and I can tell and like she knows I love her and it's great because like I've been in relationships where it's like like I didn't like I've been in relationships where I didn't even hang out with you a lot and now I'm in a
Mhm.
relationship where like we see each other every other week and we like we definitely hang out you see like Tina is
Hangs
texting
out with her on her
they
own
they
too.
hang
Like
out on their own
yeah.
and they text and like she sent me screenshots of like her conversation with Tina today where she was like, "Oh my God, we made each other laugh so much." I was like, "This is the best life." Like I'm so thankful for this.
This is just the Marshall, Lily, Ted, and Tracy situation
It's
ever.
dude, it's amazing. I don't know. I'm super thankful for that. But if I don't get a fucking Monopoly win soon, Steve, I'm just kidding.
Let's
I'm,
load the game in your favor. Let's like play with my kids who have never played, and then my kids win, and oh my god, would that be the worst? Cammy's like, and Cammy Wood is the worst. Cambria
worst
is a
winner.
sore winner. Yeah, she's a sore winner, which is just the worst combination. But she just rubs it in. She
No,
knows it. She
I.
loves it.
Oh my God. Oh, it was funny. I remember like there was one time. It was one time where like Atlas. So I hadn't played the new Mortal Kombat like
Uh-huh.
at all, and Atlas was in there like practicing, and he whooped my butt, and he was like trash talking, and I was just like, you better be able to take it,
Because
because
it's coming.
it's coming. Like I was like, as soon as I find my characters, you're dead. Like
You
there's no
you
chance you can
understand.
defeat me. I
Mortal
was
Kombat may have changed, but war is still there, son. I've been a part of this war
like,
for
what is
generations. Like I'm gonna learn the combos. It's gonna click, and then you're gonna be done. Once I know a couple
yes.
special moves and like
Oh,
two or
dude.
three bread and butter combos,
Oh,
you're done.
100%. And
You have
like,
kid brain. You're not. You're spazzing over there. I'm gonna block. I'm gonna drop kick. Like it's gonna be things that you just can't even comprehend. Cambria. I remember Cambria played the Power Rangers game for like 1 hour. She's like, "Damn, I'm about to whoop your ass." And I'm like, "You are most baby. Is this like a Street Fighter based game? Because if that's the case, you are so done." Like I was beating Uncle Jason at 6 years old in Street Fighter. Okay,
yeah.
like you
Oh
got
my
no
God.
chance.
No, no, dude. And it's amazing, but like it's so funny listening to like that sort of trash talk when you're like, you couldn't take it. Like if I talk to you that way,
You're
you
gonna
would cry. Like if I beat you 3 times in a row and said a word, you would be upset. Like you'd be destroyed, demolished emotionally.
completely.
I would never do this to you.
This is actually a character flaw that is being carved into me right now, Dad. Actually, what you're
Yeah.
saying to me is going to be a permanent crevice in this mountain that
No.
you call
Dude.
Atlas.
Oh my God. But I mean, he's so adorable. I love his like little trash talk and stuff. And
Mhm.
like, he's getting better at it. He does notice like when I'm upset during a board game where I'm like, oh, and I just feel it in my soul, and he's like, oh God, please let this one go well. Just like, oh God, like my poor dad can't roll a freaking six to save his life. You
Just like,
know?
please, Father,
Please.
send a dice roll of six. It's literally my D&D dice luck. It's like, Steven, do you want, like I said, you want to create a free market system in the Fey world? 20
Fate bucks.
Fey bucks.
Dude, it's
Boom, done. Steven, do you want to look badass while you're implementing Fey bucks? Nope. You rolled a one, and this
two.
giant egg is stomping your face in right now. You
Oh,
look
dude, that
so
was so funny.
stupid.
I can't wait to play again. But
Yeah.
anyway, let's get out of here. So every
Yep.
week we talk about our various problems and our issues, and we define luck and tell everyone what it is. No, I don't know. We do all kinds of stuff here. If this is your first week here and you made it this far in the episode, thank you. We really appreciate you. We hope you'll hit the subscribe button and you'll see us again. Otherwise, we always end the show talking about what we're going to do this week. What are you going to work on, Steven?
I'm going to try to get 2 more pages done this week. I do have Oliver's birthday on Saturday, so
Oh,
that
cool.
might be tricky, but I should have enough time this weekend because we don't have D&D this weekend
Yeah.
and actually we're probably not going to have it for the following, so
Yeah.
I'll have some good chunk of time to really get
Yeah.
stuff done without weekend events. So
Awesome. This weekend we're not doing D&D, and also partially because my wonderful fiance and I are going to celebrate our 1 year anniversary by going to a Michelin star restaurant for the first time. I've
that's
never been to
amazing.
one of these.
Is there one in this area
Yeah,
or is it
in Miami. We're driving to Miami to go.
okay?
But there are a couple there are a few in Florida that are legit Michelin star restaurants, supposed to be really good, have great reviews and all this stuff.
I promise you too. Perfect Caper in Punta Gorda is fucking like
Dude, I want to go there.
elevated.
We need
We should go as like a quad, like just
yes,
all four of
yeah,
us,
100%. Let's
because
do
it is the food there is fantastic and next level.
let's plan for like next month or something because okay,
Okay,
so my plan I'll tell you all next week how our dinner goes,
I'm excited for you.
Steven, because I've never had this kind of fancy food. I've never had like elevated
It's
Michelin
my it's
star
it's
like
mind
meals.
blowing, dude.
I'm sure it is. My hope, Stephen, my hope is always I want to look at the food and be like, that looks weird. No way it's worth this price. Oh my God, this is the best thing I've ever had and it's totally worth this price. That's what I like. That's the experience. I need that 3x structure in
I
my life.
I remember when we like first had Perfect Caper because I
Yeah.
back when I was a kid, and granted, you gotta think Carrabba's in the 90s was much better, but when
Yeah.
I was a kid, Carrabba's was really nice because
Oh yeah.
we were poor. So like,
Same.
and then even growing up, like, I would go to some decent mom and pop places, but like when Tina and I first went to Perfect Caper, and I've worked in country clubs, I've tasted finer dining and stuff. When I first bit into something then, I was like, holy fuck. This is how they live? This is how the wealthy live? Like, it made like every public sub I've ever eaten
Yeah.
taste like fucking rocks and gravel. Like, it
Yeah.
was just like anything I've ever consumed prior to this bite of food is just been absolute dog shit. And I'm just like, and it's probably just butter. Butter is probably
Yeah.
the secret ingredient here.
People
But
put it. Yeah.
yeah, but like what they do with that butter is will blow your mind. But
Oh,
anyways, yeah,
absolutely.
I'm excited for you
Oh
because
man, I'm
like
excited. But
it's
that's what we're doing this weekend. So this week I'm going to finish my editing and beta reading and stuff. I'm gonna hopefully jump back into Bloodlust. If not, I'm definitely jumping into it next
you're
week.
still good for at least 2 weeks. I
Yeah.
would say at minimum
I
because I have like 3 or 4 pages left. So
Yeah. Okay. I should be good. But I'm gonna work on that stuff this week, and I'm gonna go out to eat with my fiance. I'm very excited about this. But otherwise, that's what we're doing this week. Let us know what you're working on this week. Thank you all so much for being a part
we
of this. Thank you for
appreciate you.
watching our show and listening to our show and just like supporting all of the random nonsense that we talk about here. If you have any questions for us or like suggestions for topics that you like, our opinions on, please let us know below or let us know on Twitter or one of the various, social media apps. I am not able to go on them as often, but I have been like checking things, a little bit every day. Otherwise, Steven, is there anything you wanted to say?
No, thank you all so much for tuning in every week and loving on us. We freaking love you guys back.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Until next time, I'm Anthony.
And I am Stevie Wildcard.
This has been We Have Issues. We'll see you next week.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. By the way, Nick is totally like if they had an episode with Nick and they're like, "Oh, your cousin from Philadelphia," and it was Charlie Day, like Nick, they're not the
Yep.
same character, but
No,
they're related.
related for
They're
sure. Especially
cousins
as
or
the show
second.
goes
Oh,
on.
dude,
Yeah.
yeah, Nick is so the Charlie of that show, and it's so funny.
100%, dude.